welcome, beloveds, to the Dr. Mumbi Show. My name is Dr. MumbiSeraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you are moving into living life truly on your own terms. We want to thank everyone that supports us on our PayPal and our Patreon accounts. You make us able to bring you the news that's happening from Africa every single day. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, the Dr. Mumbi Live. If you have subscribed, make sure you haven't been unsubscribed. And definitely check out our Dr. Mumbi Show, because we're revamping that whole vibe. It was one of the casualties of this great narrative war, but yeah, we're still standing strong. Now, a very interesting story actually coming out of Lebanon. So it turns out that the Lebanon explosives were actually bound for Mozambique, and we have to ask ourselves what the sugar was going on. What? I mean, I got this. First of all, thank you so much to one of our family members, Binta, for sending us this story. And our family says, so these explosives that caused a catastrophic damage in Lebanon were actually bound for Mozambique. A Portuguese company that manufactures explosives in Mozambique purchased the material. However, the ship that was transporting the explosives ended up being impounded in Lebanon all the way back in 2014. Beloveds. And the company supposedly used the chemicals to create fertilizers and to create explosives for mining companies. And then, Binta asks, but we must really ask ourselves, what exactly is the company doing in Mozambique? We have seen how Mozambique has had a rise in, terrorist attacks, a rise in instability. Let's not forget the HARP event that happened last year. I think was it Cyclone Idai or whatever. And we've been seeing all this unrest. And I've been talking about how, Mozambique also just recently signed the biggest gas exploration contract, I think for over $1 billion, or pounds or euros or whatever. But it was almost between the British government and a French company. So you wonder where the government is coming in. And they say they'll create 36,000 jobs. I told you, we don't want those bottom of the barrel where we're just carrying things to you kind of jobs. We need to be in the board, senior management, etc., etc. But the world is changing anyway. So these things, they may not take off as quickly as people had thought. So, Binta asked, the terrorist groups sprung out of nowhere, and knowing their history, know that they are the ones who are funding the instability in Mozambique. We've seen this story happen so many times, time and again. Many people even say that the instability in Somalia is because Somalia has one of the biggest uranium deposits in the world. So would they ever be allowed to be in peace? The article actually that was online, it talked about how, it talked about the bizarre Portuguese connection to the massive blast that destroyed a large part of crisis-torn Beirut. And I'm telling you, that looked like a false flag event, and it wasn't the only one. Some say, it was a weaponized event from above that kind of heated it up. I mean, there's so many theories out there, and I'm not putting any of them out there. I mean, I'm not putting it past any of them to actually be true, because we're living in such crazy times. Lebanon has actually it has been very anti, globalist. And so maybe this was a clear warning that was being sent to the entire world, like, watch out, beware, be careful. You'll make your own. But you see, so basically, this cargo actually, it was 2,700 metric tons of ammonium nitrate, and the company Mora, Silva and Phylos is the one that had ordered it for a factory it runs in Mozambique. Can you imagine? Wow. They were going to bring 2,700 metric tons of explosives to Africa. Imagine what else they've already brought. And it says, the cargo was on its way from Georgia to Mozambique back in 2013 when the boat transporting it was impounded. And it has impounded in, in brackets in Beirut. And the said explosives were then removed from the ship in 2014 and stored in warehouse 12. I swear, sometimes they plan these things way ahead. Which is where they remain despite ports officials being only too aware how potentially dangerous the situation was. Why would they do that? Why would they risk that? So you see how now they're trying to turn the blame, because I really think that this was a false flag event. But now they're trying to say, so they say that Moura, Silva and Fellows purchases were meant for Mozambique but did not need to be registered, and so did not need to be registered in Portugal. And now the Portuguese Secret Service said they were investigating the backstory to see what the truth was, and what was the actual plan for such an enormous quantity of highly explosive chemicals. On the face of it, they had said it was fertilizer, and there's so many things that have been brought into Africa being called fertilizer. So even the Mozambique government should also want to investigate what the backstory is. They should ask to be tagged onto the Portuguese story. We're not children anymore. We're equals in this global arena. Some would even say we're superior, but those are stories for other days. Anyway, let me know what you think. The Portuguese state, so the branch of the Secret Service said, that has been set up to safeguard national independence, national interest, and external security of the Portuguese state, announced that it was going to investigate if there are risks for Portuguese interests in Africa, given that explosives produced by the factory to which the ammonium nitrate was headed could have been diverted by terrorists of Daesh and Al-Qaeda who had been attacking in northern Mozambique. Although word from Mozambique is they had no knowledge that the shipment was heading their way. Let me know what you think of this story. Until next time, tuko pamoja.
Someone did think the Chinese are come for save way. These are the very people who could put us back into slavery. But you see, we black people, we never learn. The Chinese are gaining world power, and it's of great concern. We see them are spread out all over Africa and the Caribbean as part of them plan for world domination. They come into our lands to buy and resell. They live among us, but they don't treat us well. They're planning to take over the world. I never forget how Miss Chin boxed the little girl. I don't think the way them treating the Africans is any different to how they will treat us. You see, us black people, we are our own problem. Apart from our lands, they don't buy anything from us. But we buy them food, we buy them clothes, we buy everything from them. That is one of our problem. We sell our land to a people who speak a language we don't understand. Should they be plotting against us? Will we understand them? That in itself is a problem. Should they flood our land to implement their plan? We'll get the same treatment as the African. I know someone are going to say, that will never happen. Should these Chinese swarm our country like bees and decide to do us harm, what have we to withstand them apart from the little firearm where uno have a use upon each other? All I know what they think the Chinese are come to save with. These are the very people who could put us back into slavery. And while we busy killing off each other, others are busy making their plans. I see the videos with the Africans. I see how the Chinese are treat them bad. Which leads me to want to speak to our bro God, the Honorable Mr. Andrew Holness. Sir, my ear say you're God-fearing, so I guess you have some holiness. Mr. Holness, I implore you to remember the oath that you swore to our nation and the land of your generation. Please do not sell or lease any more of our lands to these Chinese. Please don't sell us out to them. Remember your national pledge and your national anthem. Me see them a come for them slice of the paradise. But please remember our heroes' sacrifice. These people are not coming to help us Jamaicans. They are coming to help themselves, just like the other nations. And all I want to think the Chinese did come for save we. These are the very people who could put us back into slavery.